welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stephanie here, and I'm so glad that you are joining me today. Let me just tell y'all what sparked this conversation. One, my thoughts, right? I'm always thinking for sure. But then I also think that it's something that's not really talked about often. And it's about ministry. Okay, it is about ministry. I was sitting here thinking about my ministry, right, that I have at church, and I'm always thinking about like ways that it can improve. What are the services that the people need? Does this need to be revamped, etc., etc. Also in my church, if we are going on vacation, you have to submit a coverage plan, so somebody can cover your ministry, make sure it runs smoothly while, you're out, as it should, right? And so anyway, sometimes it's a struggle to find coverage and just even, people to assist. And I'm like, man, I always end up thinking about, in the Bible where Jesus is talking to the disciples and he's like, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Like it seems to be, very few laborers. There seems to be very few laborers at times, right? And so I was thinking like, man, how beautiful it would be if we all participated, right? And I think about it because all of the gifts and the talents that we all have collectively, how powerful it would be if we all use those things to advance the kingdom. Right? First of all, the gifts and talents that God granted us. He gifted us with these gifts and talents. How powerful would the kingdom be? Right? I feel like there should be no need for us to be struggling for people to actually, take on ministry and volunteer and do those things. Something that came to mind was what my mom used to always say, periodically, I should say. And she would just say, make sure you take care of home first. One day in particular, I remember the context that she was using it was like making sure that your home is clean, like you taking care of what's inside of your house. In addition to, of course, your appearance, but basically don't make the outward appearance more significant or hold more weight than the inside. Right. And so I think about that because, it's important to take care of your home, your insides, where nobody sees those things, right? They don't really see those intimate parts, right? Because I believe that tells who you are, right, as a person, as opposed to just your outward appearance. Because I feel like it can come off like we care solely about what man thinks, what people think about us, because that's all they can see. No random strangers are going to be coming to your house and seeing that your house is unfurnished or dirty or whatever have you, right? But they're going to see when you step out that car, what you got on or how you look, how your car look, is it clean, and all those things. It also brought me back to a time when I was dating this guy, and his outward appearance was nice. Even his inside of the car was nice and clean. But, when I went to his house, it just didn't matter. It was not congruent, right? To the outward, to what I saw. And so, me being the inquisitive person, I remember asking, why that is. And I don't believe he had an answer, but I do remember saying to him, like, do you believe that, if something is because you care about what people think, right? But like, so your outward appearance looks nice, the car looks good, but, the inside of your home, and that's no shade to anyone who may not upkeep their home, but, it was just food for thought. And so I think about that. I also think about those, and I'm sure we've been that person, or we know people who have been like that, where, you'll treat people outside so nicely and so polite and all of those things. But meanwhile, you're so mean to your spouse, your children, your relatives, and that's, again, something to think about, because why is it that you're being that way to the people that are closest to you in your home, but then on the outside, you portray a different way? So I say that to say, right, when it comes to your church, I wholeheartedly believe, especially if you are a member of a church, you should be taking care of your church home first. Yes, I said it. You should be taking care of your church home first. There should be no lack, right? There should be no lack, especially if you have these gifts and talents and there's a need, right? I don't get it. It's something that I believe that everybody should do. I was also thinking about, how sometimes people may feel like, actually, I remember someone telling me like, oh, you can do X, what you can do ministry. Ministry doesn't have to be like just in the church. I agree, right? But and oftentimes people think on a national, global level. Nothing wrong with that. I believe that we can do both, right? Because again, why would I focus on the national, global level, but then again, my home is in need? There's a lack in my home. I should be taking care of that first or simultaneously, because it's not to say that you can't do both. You definitely can do both, but you should definitely take care of home first. Again, it's like I said, it's like you having the kids and the spouse, and there's no shade to that either, because I know sometimes we are not prioritizing, right? Maybe we'll allow work to get in the way or something else to get in the way of, taking care of our spouses and children and friends and all that stuff. But now I'm hoping that this video will just bring awareness to you, and then you just reprioritize. No shade, right? Because sometimes you get snappy, you irritated, you stressed out, not meaning that, not saying that you're a mean person and you always like that to your family, right? And again, this is all context, so if it don't apply, let it fly, okay? But yes, I think that when it comes to ministry, for sure, if there's a lack in your church, pick it up, right? And then some things I remember hearing, I know sometimes people, want to just give ideas. Listen, giving ideas, I could give ideas all day. Okay, that's nothing. That's the easy part. But to plan and to execute the idea, now we're talking. It's a different ball game, which could be a reason why people may not necessarily want to take on ministry. I don't know, right? Only you would know. But I say to commit to it. Speak to your pastor, speak to your leaders. Let them know, hey, I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to pick up a ministry or partake in a ministry. Maybe you could be part of a rotation, a schedule or something, but I encourage you to do that, right? And so also I think something that's important that we should do is check our hearts, check our heart posture. Because what if your ideas are noted, but they're not taken into consideration at that time or at all, right? Let's be for real, because maybe that's not the vision that God gave to your pastor. Can you trust God, first of all? Can you trust God for the leader that he gave you, the pastor that he gave you, the vision that he gave for the church? Can you do that? And again, if the ideas are noted, that doesn't mean that it's going to be implemented right away. But what if it's implemented later on? Another thing, you may have a specific ministry that you want to take on, work with, whatever have you. But there is no need there. Okay? Does that mean that you should not take on another type of ministry, that you should not assist? Not at all. Maybe the church needs someone to help clean. That's a ministry. The church needs someone to decorate. That's a ministry. Okay? Like, these are things that are needed. Are you okay if you're not placed in the ministry that you want, but you are placed in the ministry where there is a need? And if you're not okay, why are you not okay with that? Right? I want to let you know too, everything that you do, like, listen, it's not going to go in vain, right? Do not despise the small beginnings. These things will equip you. God is so strategic. He's going to equip you and prepare you for your next. So even if that's nationally or globally, He's preparing you even in that ministry of cleaning, right? Where you're learning how to clean, you're learning management skills. You still have to deal with people. Like, there's always something that you're learning. So yeah, something else I was thinking about too, which I would love for you all to think about as well. What if, okay, yes, you want to do ministry on a national, global level, right? But that's not what God called you to do. What if God, right, is at telling you, well, first of all, we are to make disciples. That's one. But you're supposed to be discipling a child or someone else, right? Where you're encouraging, you're preparing, you're equipping them, and they in turn are now doing ministry on a national and global level. Are you okay with that? Because either way, you had something to do with it, right? These are just things that I think that we should be thinking about, right? Because then maybe these are reasons that are hindering us from actually partaking in ministry. I'm not sure, right? And then again, if that is the case, right, why does it have to be you personally, right? Is it a self-seeking thing? Is it something that, you want to fulfill for yourself, and why, right? But then can you not box God in? Because God doesn't, his ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. So we may be thinking that this is how it's supposed to be. Me personally, I'm supposed to do this nationally and globally, but he's like, no, I'm going to use you to do this to this person so that they can in turn go out and do ministry nationally, globally, whatever have you, right? These are things to think about. But I do want to encourage you all to speak to your pastor, speak to your leaders, and let them know that you're ready, willing, and able to commit to ministry. You want to participate in building and uplifting the kingdom of God, because that's literally the only way it's going to happen. Like, the gifts and the talents that God granted us, the least we can do is give it back to him. And again, like I said, right, it doesn't have to just be only in church. You can still do, pursue the dreams that you have, so long as God told you, right? But make sure you take care of home first. There should not be a lack in your church home, right? Again, just like in your personal life, your actual physical home, if there's a lack there, whether it's with time, of money, or whatever have you, you're neglecting your home and not, you're neglecting your home and not the people outside. Like, we gotta reprioritize things. But yes, anyway, I hope this has encouraged someone to actually, think about it. At least first step, think about it, and partake in ministry, right? And be humble. Again, the ideas may not be taken right away, but they can be taken later. You may not be needed where you want to be where you want, but you are still needed. Okay. And so listen, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, comment down below. We can talk. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely share, right? Share this out, because I do believe that somebody needs to hear it. I know that seems to be a running theme when it comes to churches, right? The laborers being few. It's usually a struggle. And also, when you take on that ministry, operate out of a spirit of excellence. Operate with a spirit of excellence, okay? Definitely, I pray you have great work ethics and you treat it as such, as your job. But then you're working for the Lord. So he should definitely get the excellence, right? The work ethics that you have, he should definitely be getting that. So yes, I encourage you all, and I pray that this blessed someone. Again, share it out so it could bless someone else. And we're all about kingdom building here. And I believe it's going to happen. So with that, till next time, I love y'all all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.